Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. The past 3 or 4 streams on my Twitch channel this week have been some of the worst streams I have ever had in my entire, 5-year stint of streaming Battlefield games. And it's for one very simple reason. I'm a simple creature, okay? I sweat my ass off at any game you throw at me. Any game. Could be Cookie Clicker, and I'm there fucking trying to get the high score, right? That's just the type of player I am. Never in my life has a game drained me and made me care so little than Battlefield 2042. And this is relevant to today's video topic because the absolute number one most important thing the next Battlefield game must have is a reason to give a fuck about it. And I know a lot of people have different reasons for why they want to play Battlefield games. But for me, even in Battlefield 5, when the game was at its most dead, cheater-infested servers, I'm getting stream sniped 24/7, can hardly play the game. The one thing that kept me going during streaming that game was the fact that I could provide people high-level gameplay that is rarely seen, hit some cool clips, and have some oh wow moments. And it felt good. It felt good to me to go for those, right? It felt good to get really good at the mechanics and show my stuff and maybe teach the occasional viewer that came in or make YouTube videos on certain topics that maybe people don't make YouTube videos on, like, oh, the complexities of angular awareness and how that is important in Battlefield games. I literally made that video in Battlefield 5. In 2042, because the mouse input is broken, because the game is an input lag infested mess, because the movement is imprecise, because the game just doesn't take much skill, that one thing that I liked, that one thing that was still there no matter how bad all of these Battlefield games are, that one thing is not present in Battlefield 2042. And that right there is the problem. And you might ask, well, how do you go about fixing that problem? And the answer is you really can't, and you have to rely on the developers of the game to pull their heads out of their fucking cavernous assholes to execute and deliver a fully functional product that isn't catastrophically bugged from the start. And this is something that I think people really need to get a grip with, okay? When I state that Battlefield 2042 is and still is a fundamentally broken video game that actually does not function at a basic level in terms of aiming and movement input and all this delay sort of thing, I'm not stating that as an opinion. That is established fact that has been acknowledged multiple times, by the way, from the developers, okay? They constantly talk about input delay fixes and, oh, controller fix this and mouse input fix that. And, the things go on and on. Then you have to add that I found a recoil bug in the game that is still in the fucking game that they haven't fixed. So what people don't understand is you're playing 2042 in its bugged state. The game is not fucking working. The recoil bug is still in the game. You can't aim. You can't move precisely. You haven't even played Battlefield 2042 yet. And that is the main difference between 2042 and all of the other Battlefield games. That is what truly makes 2042 the worst Battlefield game. It's not the release, it's not the maps, it's not specialists. It is the fact that the game literally does not work. At least to the levels that the other Battlefield games achieved just from, their alphas. Battlefield 5's alpha, even though it was rough, everything worked. The gunplay worked. The movement wasn't delayed, right? There was a ton of other problems, but the core of the game was solid. And that allowed gameplay to occur in its natural intended form, where you could gain confidence and get comfortable and identify mechanics and learn them and get better and implement them and be confident in your implementation. That is absent from Battlefield 2042, and it's awful. So I suppose you could boil down this entire video into just maybe a few statements. The most important thing for the next Battlefield game is by far the execution of everything to do with the game, even down to the simplest of things that you shouldn't even have to think about, such as whether or not the fucking controller or mouse input works, okay? They need to execute. They need to be absolutely unwavering and uncompromising when they're testing things, even before the pre-alpha build. They need to dot their I's and cross their T's. Double check fucking everything, because it could mean the life or death of the fucking franchise, okay? That's actually what is at stake here, ladies and gentlemen. If you think EA is going to keep Battlefield alive just because it's Battlefield, after they lose, another $100 million on the next Battlefield, if it sucks, you have another thing coming. EA doesn't give a fuck about us, okay? They don't care. We are money to them. When they look at us, they see dollar signs. And if the dollar signs aren't being brought in, they will absolutely just fucking cancel the entire franchise. I think they're actually that cutthroat. They will do that. And don't get me wrong with this video. Obviously, all of the other aspects that go into a Battlefield game are extremely important as well. But if the core of the game isn't 100% solid, then do you even have a fucking game to begin with? And I think the answer is no. I genuinely think the answer is no. If you are building a game on a broken foundation, that game is never going to achieve what you want it to achieve. And if you take nothing else away from this video, take what I just said away from this video. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to keep pushing through, but I'll just let you guys know, I've said this in multiple recent videos, it is more difficult than ever. Honestly, don't be surprised if you see some fucking Starfield gameplay on this channel. Seriously, maybe a Starfield review after I put 500 zillion hours in that game, because I don't even care how bad Starfield is at this point. Can't be worse than 2042. Gonna enjoy it. Todd Howard, take my money. Yep, let me know in the comment section if you guys are going to play Starfield too. I'll be interested to see what you guys are thinking about that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.